Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here on the Latiners Network. Ready to go over all the shows, documentaries, films released on streaming over the past week. Give you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be. And of course, at the end of the show, letting you know what's coming out over the next 2 weeks so you too can create your very own watch list. Joining us as always, Senor Jaime, aka Chewy, what it is, what it was, what it shall be.
Colombia, Colombia, Colombia.
Chewy has
La
ruined the
Cele, baby.
he ruined the show already because we
Ah,
should be starting the show with three simple letters:
oh, stop it. Stop it.
I'm just saying, the terrorizing the teams around the world on their way to the next round. Yeah, Colombia.
Terrorizing,
Uh,
really? Really, dude?
striking fear in the hearts
Uh,
of every soccer aficionado around the world that is a non-U.S. citizen. That said, yes, Colombia, of course, they debuted and did what they had to do. Game coming up on Tuesday to solidify our next round. Hopefully,
damn right.
we'll see those dangerous Congans. Uh, you know, up play.
Democratic Republic of Congons.
Fair enough. Yes, a
Congonians.
whole
I
lot of
don't
World
know.
Cup going on, so it's very exciting amongst a few shows that are sprinkled throughout the week. I
Very
guess
light
that time
sprinkle.
for that. Condolences do go out to many fans out there, from Ecuador, for example,
Eh,
Scotland, whose teams are embarrassing, amongst many others. But
At
yes,
least Scotland won the game. Good, I can even score a
yeah,
goal. Que
even,
pena.
even Ivory Coast is taking care of business, kind of. They probably could have won the game against Germany. Should have
Yeah,
won the
they
game
should have
against
won.
Germany.
They should have won that
Yeah,
game.
they blew that opportunity. It was a good game, by the way. But that said, a lot of we'll get into those in the next few weeks as the World Cup rolls on. But that is some good. Let's talk about some bad and then some terrible news in the world of
Hmm.
Hollywood, of course, in
In
memoriam.
memoriam.
In memoriam, of course, the cancellation of The Burrows on Netflix, which released its first season, maybe a few weeks ago. Of course, the kind of Duffer Brothers show, right? Stranger Things with old people.
Produced, yeah, yeah.
Produced. Yeah, this was a bit of a surprise. I gotta be honest. I know I did really well from what I hear, and people liked it and
Hmm.
stuff, but yet be canceled. It's kind of a shame. I really enjoyed the show. I was looking forward to see what do second season. I don't know. It seemed like it did well enough. I heard some rumblings that maybe because the Duffer Brothers are on to Paramount or whatever the case is, that might have something to do with why the show wasn't
I'm
picked up.
sure it has something to do with it, right? I mean, they're
Right.
leaving, or
Yeah.
they I mean they were already out the door, right,
Sure.
before the
Yeah.
show was produced.
Uh-huh.
So and regime change, people coming in that weren't part of the original. It's kind of like with the coach in football, right?
Sure.
When they bring a new coach and the quarterback's not your guy, your days are numbered.
Clean
And
house. That's how
this
it
was
works.
not their guys and not their show, and obviously it's probably expensive. It was a little heavy on the
Sure.
effects for obvious reasons, and so that means it's cost more, and so I don't know. Maybe the new guys couldn't justify the
I
increasing
guess.
costs, whatever, because everything always
Sure.
goes up, nothing ever goes down,
No, no, absolutely.
right?
Salaries go up, and actors
But
always.
maybe they shop it around. Maybe someone else picks it up. Who knows? I mean, you never know. But
Yeah, I don't know if Netflix owns the show for Brother. I have no idea. That
I don't
so
know how that works, right? But I
well,
mean,
they're right. Sometimes this production, they keep it, or that the actual like Netflix has it, right? And, they can sell it
yeah,
themselves per
don't
se.
know the details of that. So who
But
knows? You
right,
never
but
know.
the for
Probably
brothers,
not,
yeah,
but
can't bring
you
it
could
over
always
Paramount.
hope. It
Yeah,
happens, right?
no, we've seen
Expanse
it. They can
was
try to
at one
sell the
place
show.
and moved to another. So like I said, it's not impossible.
It's
Uh,
we'll
but
see. It's
yeah.
a shame. It's kind of a shame. I did like that show, and I think a lot of people I talked to did enjoy it. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. But condolences to any of the Burrows fans out there. But let's focus on the now, on what's been released. We're starting Peacock, a show that I debated jumping on because I just don't remember even seeing the first couple of seasons. But it sounds like, nah, I guess I'll hold off. And that's The Capture,
Mm.
kind of a spy thriller. I don't even remember what the
Yeah,
show
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Spy
right. Okay.
thriller. Yeah.
Fair enough.
British spy
British,
thriller.
and BBC does really well with these kind of shows. They're consistent. Like I said, I just don't. I don't remember even watching it. Not to speak of the quality, I know it's been a while, so I don't know. So, but that said, Chewy, a lot of World Cups. I made a couple of cuts. This was one of them. The capture, Chewy, you got into this, and is it worth it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was surprised. I forgot how good the show was, man. I mean, it's 6 episodes, so it's fairly condensed, fast paced. Um,
Maybe she
and it
does it.
just kind of picks up the story from season one and season two, right? Some of the characters, just to kind of advancing the ball. But it's got some great, not action, but it's got some great tense build up and moments and what's going on and stuff and the mystery and I was like, okay, good. I'm glad it's as good as I remember it being, and that's why I kind of enjoyed it.
Okay, then maybe it's a low week and the World Cup's not going on. I might get back into that and kind of save in the back pocket. The whole week sometimes seems to kind of slowly like, oh, let me catch up on this one. So maybe that will be worthwhile. I'm just trying to remember that first season. There's a recap, I assume, in there because that was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
on
there's a
before.
recap of both seasons, right? Because it's
Okay,
the first
okay,
part. The first season came out relatively quickly, back to back.
okay.
And
Maybe
then
that's
I
why I
thought it was
remember it.
done
Yeah.
because it was like years before I heard anything about it. And all of a sudden, oh, season three's dropping. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, no problem.
Fair enough. All right, so there you go. So if you're fans of the first, remember the first two seasons, you have one catch up on. Next one, I forgot to announce this last couple weeks, and that is on Netflix. I Will Find You. Yet another Harlan Coben novel turned into a Netflix show. We've been, I got half a dozen of these
What?
at
Another one?
least. Again, this one, of
It
course,
seems like
Sam.
It's a Harlan Coben show of the week on Netflix.
It really is, for better or worse. Sam Worthington stars in this, of course, taking a break from Avatar. Britt Lauer, of course, from Severance is in this as well. Funny enough, Sam Worthington's character's last name is Burrows, which he's got the axe, so yeah, go figure.
No, there you go.
But yeah, so this one here, we got Sam Worthington, who is in jail serving a life sentence for the murdering of his 3-4 year old child. But of course, he is claiming innocence, and after 5 years in prison, he gets visited by, of course, Britt Lauer's character, who is his sister-in-law, ex-sister-in-law, who potentially has found evidence that his son is actually alive and not actually dead. So now he finds a way to break out of prison and find the answers and find his son and clear his name at the same time. Chewy, your thoughts on this? No, it's an eight-part limited series.
Yes, I am enjoying it. Right, I mean, his shows have been hit or miss. Right, some have been okay, some whatever. I think the last one with Barenthal, that was a Harlan Coben, right?
I'm not sure if it was, but that was if it was one of the better ones for sure.
Okay, yeah, I
Bernthal,
think
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I think it was based on one of his books. I could probably go back and look it up, but that's the last one that I remember. There's probably another one that I liked before, but this one's definitely up my alley as far as enjoyment, right? And they do a good job with the pacing. They don't drag things out. They really get into it. And it's keeping my attention, right? Which for most of his shows, that's a hard thing to do.
Fair enough. Which is actually, yeah. Listen, I'm with you. I enjoyed this one. I liked it. It's really well paced. It's one of the better. I mean, it's not breaking new ground here. It's kind of
No,
standard.
no.
Where you've seen one of his shows, you kind of know what's going on this one. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Worthington's good. Lauer's good in this one. It's a good mystery. A lot of red herrings been thrown out as and his shows would do.
Oh well,
Um,
of course, right? I mean,
yeah,
yeah, and
so
it's got its standard, police chase, right? Foot
of
chase
course.
one, and the season, I think it was episode three or four. Like, okay, but whatever. But aside from those minor little things,
Yeah,
still the story is
the,
is
it's
entertaining,
a
right?
good.
It's
It
interesting.
really is. There's a lot going on, particularly with the kids. So and you really root for the guy. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one for sure. Again, one of the better ones that comes out of his writings, if you will.
Mhm.
Next one, we got Oasis on Netflix. This is a parter Spanish show. Oasis, I guess, a resort somewhere in Spain, and rich people go there, of course. And I guess one of the girls who works there goes missing, and now there's an investigation. The hotel's on lockdown. Well, everyone's suspecting, trying to find out what happened to this girl and what's going on. Again, a lot of stuff interwoven here with the young adults who are, bickering and yada 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 and trying to playing Scooby Doo pretty much. Chew, your thoughts on this Oasis show?
Playing Scooby Doo, damn kids.
This thing, someone would have gotten away with it, I'm
Where are
sure,
the
at the end of
adults
the
at?
show.
Where are the adults around here, man?
Bring the dog. No, Chew, your thoughts on this one?
So this has a lot of obviously I enjoy a lot of the Spanish shows, right? I think that they have a very lengthy library of good quality stuff, right?
Sure.
And some great stuff, right? And so, but this reminds me, at least as far as the main characters, a little bit of the Elite show. I don't think you ever watched that, but I was a
No.
long running Spanish. prep school, right, young adults, right, and so the you have that dynamic of the rich kids and kind of what goes on there, over sexualized by a long way,
It doesn't sound surprising.
ridiculously so sometimes. But hey, that's Spain for you, man.
But this one isn't
uh,
that. This one isn't over sexualized at all. To be honest with you,
No, well, no, no,
not
no.
that
I'm talking
much.
about
Yeah,
LA,
yeah,
right? I'm talking
yeah.
about the show, but
No, no,
it
of
has
course.
those vibes, right?
Mm,
Because
sure.
the young, young male or young female relationship aspect of it, right? That's going on here. And so it's okay. I mean, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out the mystery, right? It's a little slow at 2 episodes. The first episode is essentially all set up, and then ending with the which I can't remember if it was a flashback or what, but so I mean I don't know. I'll still watch it, but I'm not sure if it's a recommend for me.
Yeah, that's not a recommend for me. To be honest with you, I just could not get into them. I gave it 3 episodes actually. Just let me just
Okay,
see.
you're
It's
at three.
just, yeah, it's just I don't know. This the young adult stuff just is not really. It's not working for me personally. I don't think I'm a demographic for this show, but even the mystery itself is just like it's very bland. It's like okay, and who's involved, and
Yeah, yeah.
too many
It's like
side stories, kind of taking away the attention what the show should be focusing on. That's the mystery of the girl missing and what's going on with that ultimately. So
and like I
yeah,
said, the first season of Elite was like that. There was also a mystery. It was like a whodunit mystery. Like I said, it feels like it's made by the same people, right?
okay,
I see the same type of characters. Like I said, not as sexualized as Elite. That was hyper. That was like on overdrive, but it still had those elements with something happened. They're kind of figuring out. Police is involved. I'm like, I've seen this story before, and that's why I was like, okay, unless it's done well, this is not. I can't watch it because nothing else on, but this is not something I'm gonna. Oh, you gotta go see it, or
yeah,
it's okay. It's just there.
yeah. There's just the Spanish shows they're doing us a lot better than this for sure.
Oh yeah.
Over the years, it's just not up there for me. So last one, season 2 of Sugar. This one, of course, Colin Farrell returning president. His role is Sugar, who is a PI specializing in finding lost people, kids or otherwise. In Hollywood, he's big into kind of old school Hollywood movies and all that, and the show kind of vibes on that a lot. Um, Season 2 here, listen, season 1 was decent until that ending was just ridiculous. And season 2, listen, it's just, what it's only been one episode, but it seems like they just kind of brush over real quick in the beginning the events that happened at the end of that, and
Well,
then
no,
they
they give a
just
great recap, and
there's a
then there's
recap, but
some
then
catch up because this is a year later, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
small catch up, but it doesn't seem like it's really going to focus on the science fiction aspect of the show. I'll keep it simple, leave it at that. We're back to just the PI stuff, right? Which is fine, solid. But then why introduce that to begin with? And it's just like these expectations they set, which they don't fulfill. It's kind of disappointing. As a PI show, though, it does work well, and Colin Farrell is great. It is what it is, right? And so he makes it worth watching the show. So I'm still on board. Season 1, only one episode. If you like season 1, season 2, you're gonna like season 2 for sure. Chewy.
No, I'm glad they gave me the recap because I forgot some of this how the first
Yeah,
season ended, a little bit, and maybe I wasn't paying attention because I got turned off with the whole he's an alien, right? And
okay.
they're leaving, or they've been asked to leave. And the thing is with this mystery, he is still digging into that aspect, right? Of trying to find out who are the people who are in control a little bit as he's doing this case. He hasn't. I mean, he has a daughter, right? That he's looking for. So he hasn't completely
That's
dropped it.
his sister is looking
I'm
for
sorry,
him.
sister.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he hasn't completely dropped it, right? But it's not the main. It's not the main focus. Well, maybe it is, and we're being
Maybe
yeah,
it's early, but I'm not going to judge it by what they've given us so far. It's just,
yeah.
and you drop a bomb like that, okay, let's follow up and let's build on it, and that's the thing, right? It's the
So,
thing for
but I
me.
mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad
No, no,
show
no. Listen, the
from
PI stuff
Apple.
is good. The PI stuff is good. I'm still, listen. Just abandon that. I'm fine with that. If they can abandon that and give us a good story with the investigation, what's going on with a new missing person he's finding, I'm fine with that. I really am because that's when the show was really good, right? It's the whole like old school Hollywood movie. He's a classic movie guy, and it kind of introduces those elements as he's thinking about the movies that he has seen and what's going on in the story. I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean,
That's really cool.
it
Yeah,
has a noir feel, right? The old
yeah,
detective story, right? Like I said, obviously it's funny, with the Spider-Man that had that feel, right, which was
sure.
set in that time frame. that you think about when you think of the classic detective story, right? Except it was Spider-Man,
Yeah. Oh, of course, of
right?
course.
But it kind of follows that vibe in a modern setting, right? Because that's what he enjoys, and he, like I said, he's narrating, first person perspective, so everything is through his narration and understanding, right? And so, but it's just modern. It's been
Yeah,
updated a little bit. So
of course. No,
yeah,
of course,
the
it's
whole
good.
alien thing,
Yeah.
maybe they updated it too much, but
Yes,
whatever.
yeah, they could have done without that. It was just unnecessary to do that. It really was. The show was just fine without that. So I don't, whatever. But listen, again, season 1, season 2 is worth giving it a shot
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So next week, next couple weeks, some big stuff coming out.
Let's be
So,
honest. There's only one thing to watch the next week, dude. That's one thing.
well,
Must watch.
before Tuesday, there's only one thing to
Oh,
watch.
okay. There you go.
Let's get
Today.
that.
Today.
Let's get that out of the way real quick, and that's of course House of the Dragon starting its third season.
All right.
Heard good things, but I'm sure we're all excited about that. The Agency again starts today as well on season 2 on Paramount Plus. On the 24th, we got the American Experiment. This is a documentary.
Yep.
I guess
Netflix.
on the birth of democracy in the country. I guess
I think
is
so.
that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I'm not.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
It's
Okay.
not a movie, so I think it's a short series of.
A short season. Okay, it's probably
Yeah.
3 or 4
I think
episodes.
so.
Yeah, usually how these goes, kind of a historical kind of a documentary. So well,
Mm.
let's see. And the 25th, we got the Last Airbender season 2 coming out
Season
on
two.
Netflix.
Yes.
I know that Chewy failed to let me know that I had to see it on my coming
Oh
soon
shit! Did
Netflix.
did I leave that off my list? I am
That was
so sorry.
I'm surprised. Like I thought you liked the first season.
I did. I
No,
guess I
yeah,
completely missed it. Maybe I had it
it's,
on the wrong date. Okay.
it happens. Yeah, but 25th that season 2 comes out. Really very cool show. Really well done. The Bear starting its final
Final
season.
season, supposedly.
Season. Okay, so the Bear coming out for its final season. Let's stick in the landings. Not an easy thing to do. So let's see. On the 26th, Little Brother. This is a John Cena film. So that alone gives you
And Andrew
cause to
and,
pause.
and yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I said John Cena and
I
who's
mean,
the other guy?
I forget his
Um,
name. He's done a lot of. He's a guy from that thing. He does a lot of comedies with the little afro he has.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, John Cena's. I guess he's a successful real estate agent and family, and I guess he is reunited with his the Big Brother Little Brother programs that they have. I guess reunited with him now. Is a bigger version of him. He's causing all kinds of chaos in his life. Does it cause hilarity? We'll find out. I got a feeling it's not, but we'll give it a shot. Give it a shot. On the 26th, we got Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Happiness, of course. This one here is kind of a sketch comedy series, something produced by Barack Obama, I guess. Of course, Larry David.
And obviously stars Larry David.
Of course, Larry David,
I don't know
of
if you want to
course.
call it stars, but he's the main.
Well, he's the guy.
Uh,
He is star him. I'm sure he
yeah,
wrote most of it anyway. So of course, coming off Curb Your
but I
Enthusiasm.
think it's meant as a docu comedy. I
It's a
guess.
docu-comedy, yeah, taking these situations in history and kind of
Mhm.
maybe redoing them in their comedic way and his
And
comedic
it's
style.
and a very Seinfeld type of.
Yeah, his Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm was great. So that kind of style. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's gonna be like a 7-part series or whatever the case is. Again, HBO Max. The week after that, we got on Prime. L, of course, season 1. This is, I guess, a Legally Blonde story prequel
Boo
kind of thing.
bitch, boo bitch leash.
Listen, I wasn't a big fan of Legally Blonde. The movie Reese Witherspoon did very well. A lot of people do like that, so I get it. But yeah, I don't know. And then on the first week in July into next month, we got the season 2 of 97 X-Men, of course, X-Men 97.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Came back very strong, of course. Those who are into the X-Men, particularly the 90s animated, following that up. It was really well done. Looking forward. I heard good things about season 2 for sure.
Oh my god, I mean, the first season ended so well. That's that main storyline. I mean, with Nimrod, with
Yeah.
the Cable, with ended up in different timelines. I'm like, oh man, this is peak X-Men TV, man. Animated back in the day.
For sure. Yeah, they did such a good job with it, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to it big time. And then there's the one we're waiting for a little bit. The third installment finally coming back. That's Elena Holmes Part 3 on Netflix. No, Chewy's thinking I'll say something else. Psych.
I don't know I don't know what
but
I was thinking.
Yeah, but I think I'll get to it right now. But Elena Holmes, of course, she's Sherlock Holmes' sister or whatever, and
Yes, his sister, yeah. Funny enough, he's played by Henry Cavill, very lightly.
Yeah, and I've enjoyed these movies. Actually, what they are, they're pretty cool.
Yeah. They're actually pretty enjoyable movies,
No, they
man.
are. They are very fun movies. So I'm glad that they're on. But this is not kid us the third installment, the third season of Silo. Which
There
we
we go.
really should be
There
celebrating, of
we go.
course,
Yeah, so I was
dropping.
like, what are you talking about, dude?
Gotcha. Of course, they come back Apple on Apple. Ferguson, who's coming back. Listen, we love this science fiction show. It's so well
Great
done.
show.
This is
Great show.
this is top end Apple show guaranteed, and there's others coming down the pipeline, which I'm excited about.
Oh, well, yeah. Dark
Um,
Matter, obviously, we
yeah,
know it's
for
coming out
sure,
in
for sure.
August. So that was
Ted Lasso coming out. So this is the beginning of a nice, good run for Apple.
of Apple A+ TV.
A plus TV, and for sure. Don't get me wrong, they're still giving us good stuff, and I've been really liking Cape Fear on Apple. If you guys haven't seen
Oh
that,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really
I mean,
good.
really enjoying that, man.
That's been really, really good. So, and a lot of people like Widow's Bay. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, that was
Everyone,
an more because that was nicely renewed for season 2. Look, this is a show that really grew. I first saw it, I didn't get it right.
I
I
mean, it
didn't,
got better, but I still don't think everyone's like the rating is the greatest thing. It's like I don't. I'm
well, I
watching
mean,
a different show.
I
I
think
really am.
once they got away from because it was advertised as a
A
dark
horror,
horror comedy.
comedy, whatever. Sure.
And I remember the first episode, the first couple of episodes, like I wasn't getting the comedy piece. There was funny moments and situations, but it wasn't like, this was not Scrubs.
No.
Humor, right? Not even close. And so mixing comedy with horror elements, or maybe, yeah, there was. I mean, it didn't start off as horror, but it had those elements in it, right? With
I
some
guess. No, it did. Yeah.
nefarious,
Curse or
devil curse, what was
whatever.
going on, death. So, but it wasn't like it wasn't a slasher movie. When I think of horror, right? I
No, no,
think
no,
of
no, not at
Jason
all.
and
This is
you
more like
know,
a and then being like a thriller than anything else, or a
yeah.
mystery. And
But
listen,
as the show progressed, and they gave me more of the story and the world building, right? And really when they started digging into the mystery of how this all came about, right, and find out the actor who was the main culprit, the founder, right, he was actually in the other show that where he was a priest, right. That where they were worshiping a devil, oh yeah, or whatever, or an archangel, whatever. And I was like, oh, perfect casting.
yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
um, and so that was a Tim Flanagan show. If I remember correctly, I can't remember what it was called, right? But whatever. But I was like, okay. But I just started giving me more of that and deep dive and the mystery suspense action and still throwing in the funny moments right from in there, the finale. We're gonna die. Sit there,
That
Chamber.
was funny. That part was funny. The credit's due.
Yeah, and so it built and built and built, and then looking back at the whole series, like this really gave me a really really interesting story, right? 30 to 40 minutes per episode. Very interesting. I don't think this is, yeah, it's not a comedy by any stretch. It has
No,
its
no, no,
funny
no.
moments, but this is for them to market this as a car horror comedy was a mistake, right? But it still got word of mouth as people will actually watch and see what this was and what it really is, and it's like, oh wow, this is very good. This is interesting. This is like I want to see the next episode. I want to see the next episode, right? And I'm glad to see that they did it in a way that we can get a season 2 or 3 or whatever. So that was nice to see it.
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was fine. That's just for me. I don't get the hype. It's getting a lot
Look,
of
it's not,
hype.
it's not for you. Like I said, it's not show
No,
action
no,
for
exactly.
everybody.
Yeah, it's not a bad show. It's not.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think it's just it's getting a lot of hype, and when you get shows get hype like this, you expect more. It is what it is, right? We're all victims of expectations, right? It is what it is. But listen, it's a good show. You should definitely check it out for sure. I'm not saying don't watch it. Check it out. Make your own
No, no,
opinion.
yeah,
Because at the end of the
you're
day,
like
there's some
okay.
good
For me,
elements.
I'm like
Yeah.
I was like I started like you, and then as I watched more and more, I wanted more because it was got the story itself, the history, then even the flashback. It's so well done, well written as far
There's
as
some good episodes
developing
in here.
a
Yeah, for
story.
sure.
Right now, if you don't like
This,
the story, that's one thing, but you can't knock it for how they developed and told that story.
no,
That you
this is
can't because they
it's
did it
literally
very very well, right?
yeah. There's some good episodes in there for sure. Like really good episodes. Like I saw a couple that really popped. Like, oh, that was really good. It just didn't keep the momentum. It went up and down for me like, a lot. But listen, I'm still gonna watch season 2. I liked it enough to continue it. I just don't think it was. Oh my god, I don't think it's top tier Apple. I really don't. And it's being billed as top tier Apple. I completely
No,
disagree
this
with
is
that.
not. I mean, for
It's not
me,
there. It's
it's
not there.
not the Ted Lasso Foundation,
It's not any one of
Silo
those. Silo,
tier.
whatever.
this is not.
It's not.
But
But
as
but you
far
hear a
as
lot of that lately.
popularity, it probably, I mean, obviously
Sure.
it's
I mean, no, it's
getting some
popularity
good
and
numbers.
quality. Yeah,
But
popularity and
as
quality
far as,
don't go
okay,
hand in
what are
hand.
the A plus top tier shows on Apple? I mean, like I said, we Ted Lasso, which is finally coming back. I mean, absolutely right. That's straight comedy. Foundation, sci-fi to the max. Absolutely right.
We've seen a
Dark
lot of good
Matter
shows out here.
and Silo, we're
Silo,
right up there.
Severance.
Uh, this maybe is a tier, but it is a tier below because
This is
it's
the yeah,
not
yeah, for
that,
sure. It's
not
not
an
that
epic show like those other
right,
ones
and
are.
I think
Or
it's being built like that. And I just think the expectations can throw you off.
Severance. I mean,
That's what I'm
Severance
saying.
is
Severance,
A plus top
of
tier.
course.
This is
That's what I'm
not
saying. That's top tier.
Severance.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's a fine show. I enjoyed it. It's just not what I'm hearing
Mhm.
at the end of the day. But listen, there's a lot of stuff out there to definitely check out in and around some of the World Cup scheduling games. Of course, the World Cup's like from 3 o'clock to like midnight apparently.
Yeah, because we
Uh,
got Tuesday and then Saturday night. I
Tuesday
got
and
a watch
Saturday
party.
night.
I'm excited. As long as it doesn't rain, I'm excited, man. Just take down
You're
Ronaldo, man.
excited to take care
Take
of
him out of the World
business,
Cup.
and of course, in the USA coming back as well. So a USA Colombia finale. Let's just let the dream. The dream is alive.
The dream
Uh,
is. As long as Colombia wins, sure, why not?
Whatever. I'm just saying it's fine. I didn't say who the winner who's going to be the prevalence of that game. But that said, of course, join us here every Sunday. We go over all the stuff that you should be watching, should not be watching. There's always something to watch. That's what we're here for. Of course, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Good luck to your teams, whoever that team may be, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.